Hello everybody and welcome back. If you think back to our poll, you were asked which of the last 5 1000 points games we should do next before we move on to 1500 points and our escalation campaign, including Alex's new army. And you voted High Elves versus Skaven. Before taking a closer look at our two armies, I'd like to thank Fabian, Matthias, Dave, Kai, Maxi, Max and Frank once more for letting us watch their games and learn some rules. And now you're lucky, you needn't comment any longer. Now as you've got Alex's phone number, you can WhatsApp him.
These are my 1000 points of High Elf for today's battle against the wild Skaven horde. My army is led by a single character. It's a Lawmaster of Hoth with his great weapon and heavy armor. I think he will fit nicely into the regiment of the Swordmasters of Hoth because they are equipped identically. They also have great weapons and heavy armor, and they are for the elite section, those regiment. From the rare section, one great eagle joins the battle to support the High Elves in fending off the Skaven horde.
I think this one will be great against war machines.
Yeah, it's of course not a phoenix, but nevertheless a little distractor for your horde. Okay, then from the core section, I've got 3 regiments in total. First of all, a regiment of 17 archers with their famous longbows. They include only a musician, so the champion and the standard bearer are not included, but for the purpose of showing off the models, I put them in the regiment nevertheless. Furthermore, I have a rather large regiment of spearmen, 28 in total, equipped of course with spears, light armor and shield, and they do indeed include a complete command squad, champion, musician and standard bearer. And furthermore, some light cavalry, the Illyrian reavers on their horses, equipped with spear, hand weapon, bow and light armor, without command unit.
Okay, and these are my exactly 999 points of Skaven. It's a new army list. Those of you who've watched earlier battles will notice that I don't have a wizard any longer. I removed the extremely expensive 160 point plague priest level 2 wizard and therefore added a small slave unit, a third ogre and warlock. Okay, let's get started. First of all, I've got storm vermin, 24 of them including full command and even quite an expensive rattling gun. And next to them, not from the core, but from the special section, I've got 4 red ogres, one of them upgraded to an elite ogre, and there's one guy, one minder. In the middle you can see the chieftain. As the chieftain is the standard bearer, he can't be my army commander, so I had to take another one, and this is my warlock technician. The warlock technician has got only toughness 3 but 2 wounds, 6 plus talisman of protection only, no real armor, but a doom rocket. My battle standard bearer has got a talisman of preservation, heavy armor, shield, and the battle standard. Okay, and the next choice from the core section, from the core units, is a unit of 25 clan rats, including an extremely expensive warp flame thrower. And the last unit consists of 20 slaves with nothing at all, no leader, no musician or stuff like that. And there's one choice from the rare section, which is my warp lightning cannon. Okay, and these are my 999 points. As you can see, this is our regular table, and we've already deployed Alex.
I put my reavers on my left flank, right beside the Great Eagle, the archers, my regiment of spearmen, the swordmasters of Hoth, including the lawmaster of Hoth.
So he's right in the unit.
Yeah.
And as you can see, my army commander has joined the storm vermin, my warlock engineer. Here's the rattling gun, quite opposite the riders. And my chieftain joined the clan rats, so the slave unit might benefit from his higher, in apostrophes, leadership of 6, I think. And there's the warp flamethrower right next to the warp lightning cannon. And here's my regiment, my pack of red ogres.
Okay. And for the beginning,
Okay.
Marcus finished first, so he got +1 to his dice roll. Oh, I've got a 6.
That's great. And I've only got, after the 6
as well,
plus
so
1.
you can start
Yeah.
the battle.
And I'm looking forward to shooting, because I don't have a wizard. Okay, we are back after my first movement phase. As you can see, they remained where they were. Only the slaves and red ogres advanced a little in order to get away from the warp flamethrower, just in case it malfunctions. And we've skipped the magic phase, because I don't have a wizard, and we've already done some shooting. Only the warp lightning cannon and my warlock engineer's doom rocket, the single-use weapon, were in range, and I was lucky. The warp lightning cannon, the second roll was a 4, and it was at the end of the regiment of spearmen, so many of them, 16, were caught or killed in the strength 4 explosion, and the doom rocket hit as well, killing another 5 or 6. So there's only one rank
left from the regiment.
but Alex has managed his panic roll. Okay, and I think that's the end of my first turn. I was lucky, but I needed to be, because I don't have a wizard.
That's the end of we are in the middle of the first round of the High Elves. As you can see, my reavers moved toward the enemy. The archers remain stationary, and the remaining spearmen moved slightly towards the enemy. The Great Eagle descended into the woods, and my swordmasters marched onto the right flank. In the magic phase, I successfully cast Earthblood, which means that the regiment got regeneration 5+. Okay, the shooting phase, my archers will target the slaves, and they will hit on 4s, so they can fire from 3 ranks due to their army rules. So 4+ to hit. So from our friends from Höchstadt, only 1 6.
Toughness is another 4.
3 versus toughness. 3 is 4 up. This was not so good. Only 4 hits, 4 wounds.
Yeah. And I've got 4 on 6. 2 of them, so 2 are dead. That was the second. I did.
And the Reavers try to hit the Rattling gun, but they will only hit on 5 plus because they moved.
And it's more than half. Yeah.
3 hits. Wounding on 4, so 2 wounds.
2 wounds. But I've got heavy armor and my 4+ ward save because I'm within 3 inches of my regiment. So the 5+ heavy armor first. One of them, and the other one is a 4+. Yep.
Okay, and there's no combat, so that's the end of the first turn of the High Elves.
And I was really lucky in the magic phase because I succeeded in dispelling. What was it? Your second attempted, which would have hit my ogres.
I don't know.
Oh.
It was dispelled.
Okay. Okay, that's the end of my second uneventful turn. As you can see, I didn't succeed in dispelling this one because I wasn't allowed to do so. And I would have succeeded in charging the eagle, but it chose to flee. And I wasn't able to catch it, and most of my guns are out of range, so I only tried the warp flamethrower, which succeeded but nearly killed, because I only rolled 2, nearly succeeded in killing one of my own slaves, and the warp lightning cannon was targeted over there and jumped in, but the second roll was a misfire. So they are really lucky, because otherwise I might have killed at least 10 of the archers and maybe even the fleeing eagle. Okay, at the moment I'm facing 2 threats. The advancing swordsman with the wizard and the 5 riders, who might be able to either charge my storm vermin or maybe even my support weapon. But let's see.
Okay, that's the end of my second turn. Maybe you noticed my archers and the eagle are gone. Because unfortunately the eagle didn't pass his leadership test
really high, 11.
to rally. So he fled further and fled off the battlefield. During this movement he went through the archers, and they also didn't manage to pass leadership test and also fled the battlefield completely. So it doesn't look very good at the end.
You've got your army commander left, the wizard.
So my Reavers marched towards the enemy, my spearmen remained stationary, and my swordmasters managed to charge the slaves. In the magic phase, all spells didn't have an effect or were dispelled except the Earthblood, which I cast successfully onto the Swordmasters of Hoth. So, well, onto the shooting. My Reavers will shoot at the Rattling gun, hitting on 4s. And
Strength toughness on 4s.
4, so 1 wound.
Would be 1 wound, but I've got a 5+ heavy armor save. Once more. Yep.
Okay, that's the end of the shooting phase. Then on to the close combat phase. Okay, what's your initiative?
It's pretty low. It's only 4.
Okay, then I strike first.
Yeah.
So accepted 2s because they have no contact.
Yeah.
So that are 8. So from the front rank they have 2 attacks.
So they are
So
8.
2, 4, 6, 8, and the champion has 1 additional attack. And the Lawmaster had 3 attacks.
Yeah.
Then from the second rank there are 4 additional attacks, which support the front rank.
And I think you'll hit on 3s, because you've got a higher weapon skill than me.
I've got 6.
I've got 2.
Oh, then I hit on...
Yeah.
Does it hit even on 2 because it's more than twice?
Maybe you have to take a look at the chart.
Oh no. 3+ is the
Okay.
optimum. Okay.
Okay, lots of hits, and they are on 2+, because you've got strength 5. I'm only...
Even strength 6 because of the earth. No, not the earth, but okay. I didn't cast Wizard's Wild Form.
Yeah.
Okay, so 2+.
Yeah.
2 kill.
Okay, so how many are dead?
2, 4, 6, 8, 10 in total.
10 in total?
Mm-hmm.
That's bad, because I would have been able, because of the spears, to fight with a 3rd rank. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, you said?
10.
Okay. So I've only got...
Okay, then you can strike back with 8 Skaven in total.
I'll only hit on 4s. I'm
No, on
strength... Okay.
Because I've twice, more than twice, the weapon skill.
On 5s. And I...
Okay, 3 hits.
I've got strength 3 against your toughness. 3 is on 4s. 2 of them. And you've got a heavy armor, 5, followed by a 5 regeneration.
So one.
Okay, 1 is dead.
That.
So you charged, killed off 10, but you don't have a rank, but you've got a banner. So this is double ones. Oh, that's interesting. And now you get hits, because if a unit of them is wiped out...
No, they are not wiped out, they flee.
Okay,
Or
so let's roll 2. We'll have to reread it. Maybe we are back. I just roll,
chase.
and I may add +1 because of scurry away whenever Skaven
I will
flee.
chase.
Yeah. So that's not much. That's 4 + 1 is 5.
9. Okay,
Yeah.
so they wiped out.
So you crash into my...
Maybe
Yeah.
just remove.
9 is enough. So you crash into my red ogres.
And I think they have to fight the battle because the red ogres didn't fight.
I haven't fought yet, so it's another battle. But this one will be a bloody one. Okay.
At least they have earth blood in play.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think you win, because I don't have any armor or stuff like that.
Okay, what do we have for initiative?
So they are different because I've got an elite ogre. The regular, here we are. The regular ogres are only initiative 4, but he's initiative 5. So he probably strikes the same time as you do.
Okay. The first guy who hits is the Lawmaster because it's initiative of 7.
Okay,
So
you can roll first.
3 attacks, weapon skill 6 versus.
6 versus 3.
Okay, it's 3
Oh,
plus. So 1 hit
Mm-hmm.
with the Lawmaster.
Yeah.
Then my other. Okay, let's finish the Lawmaster. Strength of
Yeah.
4
Versus
strength of
toughness 4.
6.
6
plus.
versus 4 is 2 plus.
Okay.
So I've got 1 wound,
Okay.
because I don't have any armor or what saves. 1 wound. Yeah.
Okay, then your Elite Ogre and my Swordmaster strike simultaneously, so I've got 11 attacks from the front rank and 5 from the back rank.
I roll my first.
Skill 6 versus.
I've got a weapon skill of 4.
No, I hit the unit.
Into the unit,
Yeah.
it's a weapon skill of 3.
Okay. So 3 plus. And they've got a strength of 5.
Versus toughness 4.
So
Some
3
threes.
plus to kill.
Yeah.
So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
This would be 8 wounds, and
Plus
we've got 1 would be
is
3.
9, so
Yeah.
3 normal rats are dead.
Yeah. But my light ogre can strike first.
Not simultaneously.
Yeah, simultaneously. I've got a weapon skill of 4 against your regular guys of
6.
6. so it's on 4s.
That's 5 attacks?
Yeah.
Okay, 3 hits.
Strength 5 versus somewhat is 2 plus. All of them.
Okay.
And you've got 3 5 plus.
Regeneration save from the spell. So 2 swordmasters are down.
2 are dead. Okay.
Okay, then 3 guys from you are dead, so meaning 9 wounds versus 2 wounds
And
is 7.
I forgot.
I charged.
I've got 1 attack left.
Okay.
And 1 stomp. This is the whip attack from the molder, and he's got a weapon skill of 3, so he probably hit on a 4. Yep, it's a 6. Strength toughness on a 4. No. And we've got 1 stomp attack from the light ogre. Auto hit, and 2 plus is enough for another. I don't know. No, okay. There's another one dead.
Okay, but I think you need a double one because of a standard charged.
Yeah.
It was 9 wounds. No. Okay, they flee. But I think
They're off battlefield, of course.
I
6,
have to
7.
say before if I chase or not, I won't chase because they can reform now.
Yeah. Okay, and that's the end
Of my second turn.
Okay, we are back after my third movement, the skipped magic and the shooting phase. As you can see, they reformed, they advanced. The rattling gun successfully rolled 6, 2 and 1 and killed 4 of the horsemen, but they managed to do their leadership test. They were targeted by my warp lightning cannon, but unfortunately it went too far. But my warp flamethrower was lucky and killed off 4 of the swordsmen who also passed their break test. So Alex has got 3 units left, but at least 800 points until the last of them are killed, because these are the expensive ones.
Okay guys, that's the middle of the third round. My remaining rework charged the rattling gun. My spearman moved 2 inches backwards. My swordmasters charged successfully the warp lightning cannon. The magic phase was quite successful. Marcus didn't manage to dispel any of my spells. So I don't know what spell I used exactly, but I killed the flame gun.
For fireball, I think.
And then I used the signature spell of the Lore of Death to kill the BSB, the Battle Standard Bearer of the Skaven. So it was quite nice because now the Battle Standard is gone. And we can commence with the close combat. Maybe starting with the Lone Reaver. So I have an initiative of 5 and always strike first. So
Okay.
okay, they have 1 attack.
Yeah.
Weapon skill 4.
Against my weapon skill of 3.
Okay, the 3 plus to hit. Yes.
Yeah.
Strength 3.
Okay.
Versus toughness
3 is on
4
4.
plus. No.
No.
Then my horse. Weapon skill only 3, so hitting on 4s. Yeah. Also strength 3. Yeah, wounding on 4, so 1 wound.
Okay. It was strength.
3.
So I've got my heavy armor on 5.
So 2. So 1 wound.
Okay, no, they are dead because
They have
the
only
weapon
1
team only has got 1 wound. It's got 2
okay.
attacks. Yeah,
Okay.
but just a single wound, so they're gone.
Then I
And you can reform. Okay.
against rushing horde. Okay, then on to the warp lightning cannon.
Yep.
My Lawmaster's initiative of 7.
So you strike first.
And I fight against the crew
Of 3. Yeah.
3. Okay. So weapon skill 6. I think versus.
I've got 3.
So 3 plus to hit. Only 1 hit.
Strength toughness 2 plus.
Yeah.
Okay, 1 wound. Out of 4.
My Swordmasters, I've got only 4 left, so
8 attacks.
a total of 8 hits plus the champion makes 9
Yeah.
hits.
And they'll hit on
Weapons
3s
skill
as well.
6 hitting on 3s.
And strength toughness is 2 plus.
Wounding on 2s. Oh, 4.
I've only got 4 wounds and I've already hit 1, so they are gone.
Okay, then reform.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's the end of my third turn.
Okay, that's the end of my 4th, not only movement phase, but of my 4th turn. As you can see, my clan rats, my storm vermin, tried to charge the remaining horsemen who fled, but I rolled 2 6s, so I'm off the board till the beginning of my 5th turn, and they advanced towards the remaining spearmen. I think next, maybe 5th or 6th turn, they might clash. And over there, as well as the remaining Gatling gun, my last artillery, the large warp lightning cannon, faced death because of the enemy's great weapons.
Okay, that's the end of my 4th turn. In the movement phase, my swordmasters marched towards the enemy. And I don't know if it's a good idea. I reformed my spearmen into a 2-row, 3-rank formation, because they can fight with multiple ranks because of their spears and their army ability. And maybe Marcus didn't get a chance to witness more Skaven if they were spread out in a thin line. Let's check it out if it does help anything. In a magic phase, was quite successful. I casted the spell of the Lord of Shadows, the signature spell, and I reduced the weapon skill to only 1 from the Skaven, which might prove valuable in the coming combats. And furthermore, I cast the
Fireball.
middle form of the fireball, resulting in killing 5 more of the Skaven. And now on to Marcus' 5th turn.
Okay, we are back after the movement phase of my 5th turn. As you can see, the storm vermin are back and they succeeded in charging the spearmen.
Okay, then there is no shooting or magic phase. We skip to the close combat phase. The elves strike first, and due to their spears and their army ability, all of the models can hit. So that's the total amount. Weapon skill 4 gegen 1 means 3 plus to hit. Because of my higher initiative, I can re-roll the missed hits. So all of them hit.
Yeah.
And they've got a strength of 3.
3 versus my 3s on 4s.
So 4 to... Okay, that's quite good. So 2, 4, 6 wounds in total.
That's 6, 5 plus.
Oh, that's good as well. Only 3.
And 3, 6 plus parries.
Okay, so only 3 are
3 are
gone.
dead. And I can strike back with 8.
Yeah.
I'll hit on 4s.
No, on 5s, because weapon skill 1.
Okay. So,
On 5s.
on 5s.
So 2 hits.
And
4
strength toughness 4. No.
None.
So I haven't killed anybody, but I've charged. I've got 2 ranks left, and I got a banner.
And I killed 3. And have a banner as well.
Yeah.
And a musician.
Okay, I've got a musician as well.
Okay,
So it's a
that's
draw.
really a draw.
Yeah.
One of the rare moments when a close combat is really a draw, I think. Okay.
And that's the end of my 5th turn.
That's the end of the movement and magic phase of my 5th turn. My Swordmasters, I decided what would be best. I could have reformed the unit in order to face the Skaven, but I think in a close combat they will wipe me out because there are too many. So I decided to march my 10 inches to put a large distance between the two units, and hopefully they won't fall me in my bag. If that happens, okay, then the unit is gone for good. My spearmen remained in close combat, of course. In the magic phase, I successfully casted Earthblood, meaning they have at least a 5+ ward save. And once again, I casted the signature spell of the Lore of the Shadows, reducing the weapon skill of this Skaven to a value of 2. Okay, let's start with the close combat. My elves always strike first with a weapon skill of 4 versus 2 is 3s to hit. And I can re-roll because of the higher initiative. So that's the total amount of hits, and I will wound on 4s, meaning 4 Skaven are wounded if they won't save it.
So 4 5s. Okay, 1 and 3 shield parries. None of them, so 3 are dead. And I've got 8 who strike back.
As before. But I think this time they will hit on... I think this time they will hit on...
3s?
On
no, on 4s.
No,
yeah.
On 4s because they're not twice the weapon skill difference.
I re-roll 1. Yep. So
that's a lot.
6 hits, but it's only strength 3 versus toughness 3.
That's 4 up.
Yeah, 4 up.
Oh, that's not good. Only
Single one, and you've got...
And they have a light armor and shield as you Skaven.
The same, 5+ armor save, followed by a 6+ shield parry. No, so one is dead. Okay, you've killed 2 more.
I've killed 3.
Yeah, but
a banner, but no rank.
Yeah.
You killed 1.
And I've got
1 rank left.
Yeah.
So I won this time by 2.
But I'm steadfast because I've got more ranks than you, so it's my regular. Yeah, 4 is okay.
But barely, I think.
So.
Okay, then remove your 3 guys.
And on we go with my final turn. Okay, this would be my final turn. And I decided, because the only chance to win points-wise is to charge this unit, including Alex, Army Commander, and Wizard. So, Alex chose to flee. So
it's really a tough decision because, of course, if Marcus failed his charge move, then it would be a better decision to remain stationary because I can charge the Skaven in my last turn in their bag.
In the rear.
But if they successfully charge me, I think they are in the bag and charged and
strength
ranks,
4
without end. So it's really, but I don't, and they need a roll of 7 to get me because the distance is 12 inch. So I think it's a 50-50 decision. And if I flee, of course, I have, maybe I roll only 2 1s and
end up
behind. But if I pass the enemy unit, I have to test for difficult terrain. And I think if I flee through my friendly unit, which automatically will occur, then they have to take leadership test, and I have to successfully pass my leadership test in order to rally them in my last turn. So it's really tough decision. Maybe you can comment below the video which decision you would have taken, but I tried to flee this time.
Okay.
So I rolled 2d6. It's 10.
Then you're probably nearly off battle. Yeah. So you've crossed my and your force.
So it's put behind.
Okay.
So
let's see how far I go.
Yeah.
Because I would have folded. They were in line of sight, and now.
Just roll. 10, yeah.
Now 10 plus 5 is 15.
Was a good decision.
Can you please put my unit over there? 15.
That's right behind.
Nearly. Okay.
So Now I have to test
4 times for the regular
4
guys.
times the regular guys, and one.
One of them is dead.
And for the army commander,
Yeah.
he survived. So one swordmaster is slain.
And you have to take a break test.
They already flee. So
Okay.
they are broken. Okay. And those, I think, you have to take a panic test
Yeah.
as well, but which they pass with
Okay.
8. Okay, maybe it was a good decision, but it will decide in my final turn if they manage to rally. If not, then it's over.
So we've got our little combat left.
So I got 2, 4, 6
Mm-hmm.
plus champion. They will hit on 3s.
But this time I've got 4. Okay.
And will wound on 4 plus. So only 1.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, only 1 wound.
So 1, 5. Yeah.
Okay, and you have 8 attacks.
Yeah.
Hitting on 4s.
Two hits.
2.
Strength toughness on 4s. 1. And you've got 1.
Yeah, saved.
Okay, I've got more ranks than you. We've got banners and musicians
So
both.
you 1 by 1.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, that's
They
really bad
flee?
for you because they flee and
Do you-
I'll pursue. So this means I'll even get you others and then they're probably dead. Okay, just roll.
Okay, they flee. 5.
So they're off.
Maybe they are. It's really on the edge of. Maybe just remove them. They're off the
Okay.
battlefield. Let's see.
And I'll chase. Now it's getting really interesting if I get your wizard's movement. Because otherwise you have still won by points, I think. Okay, and I'll chase.
It's a quite
Let's pray for
interesting
5 or more.
battle. 3.
3.
Okay.
But I'm really close to you.
Oh my god. Okay. Final turn, I tried to reform my army commander. Yeah. It's exactly okay.
They can reform and face me.
Reform.
Oh, this was bad.
But at least the standard bearer remains intact. The champion. Okay, and I think that's the end of the battle. We calculate the points and we'll be back in a minute with the result.
Okay, so we are back and have done some maths. So in the end, both of our armies have killed around half of the enemy. Alex got an additional 100 points for my killed battle standard bearer, and it's a kind of draw because it's around 50-point difference.
Skaven got 50 points, around more than
Yeah.
the High Elves in the end.
Okay, but it was really close and exciting till the very end. As I've already mentioned, there were so many points in the High Elf Wizard alone that even if I had killed off everything except for the last regiment in this one, I would have lost.
But it was, we hope you enjoyed the battle because after the first round, after 1/4 of my spearmen only remained, and I think 22 or so were killed because of your war machines. I thought, okay, it's over. Then my great eagle was slaughtered, doing nothing.
It was a gamble on my part because I deliberately removed the expensive level 2 plague priest and entered the battle without a wizard, but therefore got a 3rd regiment, the slaves,
It really
and another
paid off,
ogre,
I think,
and the
because-
cool doom rocket. And I think the 2 hits in the first round from
It was
the
really
Warpfire
amazing
Cannon
for the Skaven. Yeah.
and the Doom Rocket. They were really great and killed around 300 points, or 200 points at least of your
I
army.
think I was a little bit disappointed of your red ogres because I crashed
Yeah.
with my sword masters and
I
they were
had already thought about removing them because they are really expensive. I would get at least 40 or 50 slaves.
Yeah, but
For,
I think it's a quite iconic unit nevertheless. And
they are the ideal force to do a flank charge because they are fast, they are frenzied, and therefore have lots of attacks. They got around 20 attacks, but they don't have any armor, any ward save, and bad leadership.
And I think they were really charged by my worst unit for them because of the great weapons and the high initiative and always strike first and so on.
Even your spearmen with 4 ranks and
But only
wounding on
23.
6s, wounding on 6s would have caused horrible if there are only 6 6s out of your 20 people attacking them.
But your Warp Lightning Cannon was great as ever. I think, have you ever rolled a misfire in your first instance?
No, not yet.
The
The second turn was
sometimes,
was a
but
miscast.
they are really, really a tough unit. They obliterated almost my whole spearman in the first round with their 5-inch template.
And the Warp Lightning Cannon is only 80 or 90 points. So compared to Imperial stuff
I would
or
really
Dwarven
include them,
stuff.
yeah,
And
in a battle ever.
in case of Dwarves, I additionally take a Rune Lord or stuff like that in order to prevent miscasts. So it's maybe rather closer to 200 points.
And in the end, it was really a close run for me because if I failed the leadership test, as you can see, there are only 3 swordmasters left out of 10. So I was nearly below 25% in order to rally them with only a double one. So if one of them was slain during the
An
battle,
additional
then I
one.
would have not passed leadership test. And also the flee action through the enemy regiment and my friendly regiment. It was really a lot of gambling at the end for the High Elves.
But it was close. Thanks for the exciting
It
battle.
was really exciting, and I think it was a great decision from you, dear viewers, that you voted for the High Elves versus Skaven because it was really an interesting game. I hope you enjoyed it, and we will be back with another fantastic battle next time.